ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome everyone. Today we're going to be talking about algebraic expressions. So expressions are the foundation of algebra, and there are a few different types. There's numeric expressions, which are primarily comprised of just numbers and operators. And then you have algebraic expressions, which introduces the idea of a variable, a quantity that can change. Typically we use x's and y's for these, the end of the alphabet. An equation is where we have an expression is equal to another expression. Think of it kind of like a balance. Whatever we do with this equation, we want to make sure that we're maintaining the balance. When we simplify, specifically expressions, we want to follow the order of operations. You might have heard of this as PEMDAS, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, and addition and subtraction. The multiplication and division step happens from left to right. So if you see like weird Facebook pictures or whatever that has a bunch of strings of numbers, it's like, what's the answer? And you see lots of people getting different answers, it's because they're not following the order from left to right for multiplication, division, and addition and subtraction. All right, let's get started. So, question 1. If x is equal to 7, what is the value of 3x minus 15? When asked a question like this, we are substituting a value in for a variable. So everywhere that we have a variable in the equation or the expression, we're going to replace that with some parentheses. And inside those parentheses, we're going to put what we're substituting in this case, which would be a 7. And we'll simplify. Multiplication, then subtraction. So 21 minus 15. And that is 6. Not too bad, right? What about fractions? So if we look at the next one, we have a fraction that we're substituting in, and they're not giving us the expression in an actual expression form. They're giving it to us in written form. What is the product of 3z and 4z? Well, in order to do that, we need to understand what the product is, and that is just multiplication. So the expression it's referencing is 3z times 4z. And what are we doing with this expression? We're going to substitute or evaluate it for z is equal to 1/2. So same as before, we're substituting 1/2 in for the z's. If you have multiple of the variable, you want to substitute into every instance. When you multiply a whole number and a fraction, you can multiply the numerator by the whole number. So 3 times 1/2 is 3 halves. And 4 times 1/2 would be 4 halves. And when you multiply fractions, you multiply numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator. 3 times 4 is 12, 2 times 2 is 4, and we get 3. Another way to go about this problem would be to simplify before multiplying. If you remember that 4 divided by 2 is 2, you can just replace that with a 2 and multiply the same way we did in the previous step. Either way, you'll get the answer of 3. Now we're going to simplify. So we are going to focus on our order of operations, but we're also going to keep in mind that variables and numbers don't mix with addition and subtraction. So if I see 2x minus 3, that's not going to be negative 1x. Those don't mix. They're like oil and water. So we're going to try to combine all the numbers with the numbers and all the variables with the variables. Now, if you have parentheses, it's good to think about why the parentheses are there. In this case, we're subtracting the whole quantity within. So we're going to distribute that subtraction. The 2x is going to get it, and the negative 3 is going to get it. Subtracting 2x is really easy. That's minus 2x. Subtracting a negative, that's just addition. So we have plus 3. Everything else just drops down and stays exactly the same. Now we're going to combine the variables and we're going to combine the numbers. So x minus 2x is negative 1x or negative x, and 3 plus 3 is plus 6. So we have negative x plus 6 as our simplification. Not too bad. So if you have any questions about this, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.